Our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. That's what St. Augustine wrote in his Confessions way back in the 4th century. And by this, he meant that we never really find happiness and peace until we give ourselves over to Christ. St. Paul, in his letter to the Philippians, which we just heard, says something very similar. Paul wrote, "Have no anxiety at all, but in everything, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. Then the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." And then he concludes, "The God of peace will be with you." I suspect that all of us can identify times in our lives, maybe even at this moment, when we have not been in peace. Maybe there's an illness, our own, or the illness of a family member or close friend. Perhaps you're under financial stress, or maybe we have family issues that are causing anxiety and stress. Today we are invited to turn them all over to the Lord and to receive the peace only He can give. I recall telling the story before about a missionary who was off in a strange land and was trying to translate some of his concepts into the native language. And he was having difficulty in saying what difference Jesus makes in our lives. And a native suggested that he speak in terms of a peaceful heart and say that that is what Jesus offers them. And that's what Jesus is offering you and me today. May we turn ourselves over to the Lord and receive the peace only He can give. What are you anxious about? Give it to the Lord. What troubles you? Give it to the Lord. What are you worrying about? Give it to the Lord. The late Cardinal Hume of Westminster was a Benedictine, and he wrote about an old Benedictine breviary which had a motto and a picture in it which translated, "Peace among thorns." Hume would say that we all have a lot of thorns in our lives, but we have to strive for the peace that is within. Peace, said Hume, is the right ordering of our lives. It's the opposite of disorder. Maybe you and I can name the disorder in our life and turn it over to the Lord and find right ordering. As Augustine said, our hearts are restless until they rest in Thee.